Good evening, it's Mrs.Z. Okay, it's a lesson 9. It is grade 5, mission 2, lesson 9, exit ticket. Solve. This is number 1. So let's read. I'm going to Jawad, I don't know, Jawad. Pick 30, I don't know the name, sorry guys. 30 bags of apples on Monday and sold them at his fruit stand for $3.45 each bag. The following week, he picked and sold 26 bags. So the first week he did, on Monday, he sold 30. The following week, he sold 26 bags. Question A, how much money did Jawad earn in the first week? Question B, how much money did he earn in the second week? So the first week should be those 30 bags that he sold on Monday, and then following week means next week should be the answer on the second week. If we think about this, it's like each bag, if I use the tape diagram, I could use and think if this is like one bag, okay, so that is $3.45. But then I need 30 bags, so I can draw like pretending, and this is it's going to be 30 bags. So I'm going to put the dots and pretending that this is all 30 bags. So what that means is 30 bags times $3.45. That's the plan or logic, and this represents all the 30 bags. So I can like make dots. So like this is 3.45 times 30 bags. So now this is expression 30 times 3.45. Okay, now if I put equal, that is equation. So we don't know how much money did he earn. So M for the money, we can put M for the money. Now I can use decompose 30 into 10 times 3 and then times 3.45. So that's one solution to do to work. That will work when I decompose 30 into 10 and 10 times 3 is 30. I can do associative property, and I can just do 3 groups of $3.45. And then I will multiply by 10, which the number will grow 10 times. So if I look this, if you don't know how to do standard, like you can do $3.45 times 3. We can do standard algorithm as well. So 3 times 5 is 15. Remember, made one tenth. And then 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. Again, remember 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So when I do this, I have hundreds. So in my answer, it's going to be hundreds as well. The one factor did not have decimal, so decimal point is right here. So now I know that this 3 times 3 times and if you don't know 3 would multiply with the decimals, you can just easily say, oh, this is 3 groups of $3.45. So $3.45 plus $3.45 plus $3.45. And that will be, when I add them up, we'll check if that is correct. Did I did this calculation correct? 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. Remember 1. And 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Remember 1. The decimal is going to be in line. So if I draw a line, it has to be on line. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So I just proved that my answer is correct. If I'm not sure, the best way is always to check, double check. So now 10 times 3 times 3, $3.45 is $10.35. So now you can think about this number going to grow 10 times. So if you imagine just being 10, so my answer has to be about 100. 10 times 10 is 100. And then 10 times 0.35, which is a little bit more than 100, correct? So how I can remember the time, what I did when we the first lesson, module 1, when you have a number like this and you multiply by 10, you can make the chart, okay, and then you can say, okay, so the numbers are going to move times 10. It means the number is going to grow 10 times, so each number will move just once. So 1 is going to be here, 0 here, 3 here, and then 5 here. So each number will get 10 times greater, and that's what is going to move to the left. So the 10 and 35 hundredths times 10 is equals 103 and 5 tenths. So 10 times, you can see also here 10 times is 10 times 10 and 35 hundredths is 103 and 5 tenths. So that is how much how much money he earned the first week. He earned $103 in 5 dimes, or 50 cents. So now I will find here just a little bit, so I can rewrite answer. He earned $103.50 in the first week. In the first week. And now we did, as we read the story, we draw a picture and we write answer. So we use that strategy. All right. That was A. And now we're going to do to B. And B says, how much did he earn in the second week? So thinking of this, second week was 26. And each bag is also $3.45. So if I can do that in different ways. You can have already total 103 and 5 tenths, or 50 hundreds, and then you can say, okay, there is a 4 less here, so we can do 4 times $3.45, and then subtract from the total 103 and or we can just multiply as we did before. Okay, so let's do both ways if we have a room. So the first one, you can say this is already 3. So 26 is less than 30, 4 bags. So here is 3 bags. 3 is 3 times $3.45. It's 10 and 35. If I have here 10 and 35, that is 3 bags. Okay, so I'm gonna add one more bag, and that would be a 4 bags. So $3.45. The decimal plus. Okay, so 5 plus 5 is 10. Remember 1. And then that 4 plus 4 is 8. 3. So the 4 bags is $13.80. You already know 30 bags is $103.50. So we can subtract $103.50 minus decimal point first. Here you have 80 cents, and here is $13. And when I subtract that, hold on, I got a little more. So let's see how we're going to subtract that. When you subtract decimals, the answer decimal going to stay in line. Okay, and then you can do the subtraction as we same like with whole numbers. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 8 doesn't work. You cannot give me 8 when you have only 5. So I have to regroup one whole and add here 10 more. So together it will be 15. So now I can give you 8 if I have 15. So 8, you can count 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 7, and you can check 7 plus 8 is 15. So I am good there. Okay, now 2 minus 3 also doesn't work, but I cannot borrow from the tens because there are 0 tens. So I have to go and regroup 100. So we'll have a 0 hundreds, and then 100 will give me the 10 tens. But then I also gonna borrow 1 10 to make here 10 more. 2 plus 10 is 12. So I will have 12 ones. 12 minus 3 equals 9, and 9 minus 1 equals 8. So if I am not wrong, he earned $89.70 in a second week. But this was just a logical thinking from the answers that you already have, how you can arrive to the answer that is needed for this. So it was 30 bags that we find the answer what it is. So now when this 26 bags is just 4 bags less. So I already know how much are 3 bags. So I add to that only one more bag, and I find how many 4 bags. When I subtract 4 bags value, money, from the 30, I got how much are 26 bags. And now we're going to prove it. Okay, so let's do 3 and 45 hundredths times 26, and we're going to use standard algorithm. So we're going to pretend like these are just 100. So in our answers, we're going to have 100 because 26 does not have a decimal. So it's a whole number, so we don't count that. Okay, so 6 times 5 is 30. 0, I remember 3. Or I made 3. So now 6 times 4 is 24. Plus 3 is 27. Now, okay, now 3 times 6 is 18. Plus 2 is 20. I'm done with this. So now I'm moving to the, I'm done with ones. And then now I'm going to put the 0 there. And then 2 times 5 is 10. 0, I remember 1. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. And 2 times 3 is 6. So that is what is in that. So now when I underline and add, I can add 0 plus 0 is 0, 7, 9, 8. And now I need to include, these were hundreds. So in our answer, they have to come into the hundreds. So that means this is where the decimal is going to be. And I just proved the standard algorithm, same as the logical thinking, to find money for 26 weeks. So we can use how much money did he earn in the second week. So in the second week, he earned $89 and 70 cents. You can see that. You can write that like this, or you can write $89.7 dimes or 70. So this means the same. 7 dimes is same as 70 cents. Okay, so that was B, but this is not done because we have a C and D as well. All right, so here is C question. Okay, how much did Javad earn selling bags of apple these 2 weeks? So how much did he earn? How much did Javad earn selling bags of apples these 2 weeks? So the first week, if you take a diagram, the first week, let's see, he did this much, and then second week he did this. So first week, and then this is second week. First and second. First was, I'll go back to my data. First was $103.50, and the second was $89.70. So the question is total of the money, T for total money. T is question mark. So now that we can add $103.50 first. So that is, now when I have like to use my highlighter to help me stay in the track with the place value and the decimal as well. 89 decimal first. Now you have 89 whole dollars, and then to the right 70 hundreds or 70 cents. So when you add them up, that is going to be 0, 7, and 5 is 12. Decimal point going to be on the line. And then 7, 12. And remember, I made one whole. So 1 and 9, 10 plus 3, 13. Again, made 1 10. So that is 9 tenths and 100. So he made $193.20. Let's write answer. Earned selling bags of apples these 2 weeks. Jawad earned $193.20 selling bags of apples these 2 weeks. Okay, so that was number C. Okay, next would be extension. They say this. What each bag Jawad picked hold 15 apples. So how many apples did he pick in 2 weeks? So imagine that each bag has 15 apples, but then we had there was 30 bags plus 30 bags plus 26 bags. So that is total is 56 bags. So now one bag one bag is equal 15 apples. So how many are 56 bags? So what is 56 bags times 15 would equal total of the apples. The total apples. Okay, so you can use a area model or standard algorithm to do 56 times 15. So let's do the standard algorithm first. 56 times 15. Okay, and that is we can do also area model here to check it out. So let's do area model. So 50 plus 6, and then 5 and 10. 5 and 10. Okay, so using this, all right. Okay, then separate. Okay, 5 times. So here, if you like to do this, it will help you to connect this with, okay, so I'm going to do at the same time the area and the standard algorithm. So let's do, first we're going to do 5 times 6. Look, 5 times 6. So 5 times 6 is, or 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30. So it's 0, and you made it 3/10. Okay, now you're done this. Now you do 5 times 5 or 5 times 50, because this is 56. So it's 5 times 50. Look, 5 times 50. So 5 times 50 is 5 times 5 is 25, and add a 0 from the 10. So 250, so 5 times 5 is 25, plus 3 is 28. So it should be the 28. So 280. So you can see this 250 plus 30 is 280. And that matches to first partial product. Now, let's do the next one. Now we're done with ones. Now we're moving to tens. So 1 times, this is not 1, this is 10 times 6. So here, 10 times 6. 10 times 6 is 60. So here's the 60. 1 times 6 is 6, but you had the 1 from the 0 from the 10, so 60. It's right there. And then next you did this. Now 1 times 5 is 5, but this is not 1 times 5. This is 10 times 50. Look, 10 times 50. So 10 times 50 is 50 with 1 more 0 from the 10, or 1 times 5 is 5, add 1, 2 zeros. So 10 times 50 is 500. So that means that 1 times 5 is 5, and altogether is 560. Look, 560. 500 plus 60 is 560. When you add them together, when you add them here together, you will get how many apples were there. So add those and also add here. So 0, 8, and 6 is 14. Made 100, and that is 8. 840. Let's see here. 4 and made 100, so that is 8. So he picked 840 apples. So how many apples did he pick in 2 weeks? In 2 weeks, he picked 840 apples. And that is last question D on the, I think, lesson 9. This was D. And then this was C. And then this was B. And this was A for exit ticket grade 5 mission 2 lesson 9. And it was Mrs.Z. I hope that this was good for you, and see you next time. Bye bye.